Yeah, so there are a couple of reasons why I disagree with the statement Athena is canonically ace. The first of which being that I just don't think you can assign sexualities to ancient Greek gods. When you say stuff like Athena is ace or Apollo is bi, you are forcing our modern terms onto this ancient culture which had different conceptions of gender and sexuality. You cannot force people into boxes that they were not themselves able to conceive of. Especially when it comes to the gods, because they weren't people. They weren't like human beings who could experience organic attraction. They were religious figures in myth. Another important thing to consider is the whole concept of canonicity within Greek myth. A lot of the people who participate in the fandomization of Greek mythology seem to have this idea of Greek myth as one big unified narrative, like a TV show or something. And this is quite possibly partially the fault of all those big books of Greek mythology you're given when you're a kid, because those do often present myth as one big unified narrative. In reality, what we consider to be Greek mythology is basically a collection of texts written across hundreds of years by very different people telling stories about these religious figures. But I think what a lot of people tend to forget, or at least to ignore, is that ancient Greece wasn't like a decade. It was hundreds of years over which society grew and changed. And similarly, Greek myths were stories created by people. People who had their own opinions and their own agendas and their own version of the story that they were telling. And that so much of it was lost. Like, we have like a fraction of what was written and a vague idea of what some of the rest may have contained. And this is a very complicated and dense topic and very hard to summarize in one video, but basically to insist upon one overarching unified canon for Greek mythology is to remove it from the context of ancient Greece and from its place in history. My last and probably simplest reason for disagreeing with Athena is canonically ace is that chastity does not necessarily equate to asexuality. By that logic, all nuns would have to be ace. If you are writing an adaptation of Greek mythology in which you choose to represent Athena as ace, that's great, that's awesome, that's cool. If you are insisting that the Greek goddess Athena was canonically asexual, you are wrong. Yeah.